Your dog drops a toy at your feet and stares at you. You think they want to play. Wrong. Play is actually the least interesting reason your dog brings you a toy. There are 5 real reasons, and the one that researchers discovered last is something that happens every single time your dog greets you at the door, that you've probably never noticed in your entire life together. By the end of this video, you'll never look at that toy the same way again. But before we get to reason number 5, we need to start at the beginning. Because reason number 1 goes back further than you think. When your dog brings you a toy, in many cases they are giving you a gift. Not metaphorically, not approximately, a gift. In wolfpack behavior, subordinate members bring food and objects to dominant members as a form of respect and deep social bonding. It is one of the oldest ritualized behaviors in canine social structure. And your dog, despite the couch, the bowl, and the Netflix, still carries that ancient instinct. When they bring you their toy, they are performing a ritual that goes back thousands of years. A ritual that says, "You matter to me. I want to give you something I value." And here is what makes this genuinely remarkable. Dogs are possessive animals. Studies show that most dogs guard their toys, their food, and their space from other dogs and even from humans they don't fully trust. The fact that your dog brings you their favorite toy, the one they carry everywhere, the one they sleep next to, means they trust you completely with the thing they value most. Your dog is handing you their most prized possession, not because you asked, not because they were trained to, because in their mind, you deserve it. That is not a dog handing you a rubber ball. That is an act of trust so complete it took thousands of years to develop. But here's where it gets more interesting. Because the second reason your dog brings you toys is one that most owners misread completely. Your dog doesn't just bring you toys when they're happy. They bring you toys when they're overwhelmed. Researchers who study canine behavior have documented what's called a displacement behavior, an action a dog performs to manage an emotional state that has become too intense to contain. When your dog hears you at the door and their excitement reaches a level their body can't handle, they need somewhere to put that energy. And the toy is the answer. Watch your dog next time you come home. Notice that the moment they pick up the toy, something changes. The spinning slows, the jumping decreases, their breathing becomes fractionally more regular. The toy is not for you. The toy is for them. It's how they hold themselves together when loving you becomes almost too much to bear. Scientists call this arousal regulation, a self-management technique that allows dogs to experience overwhelming positive emotion without losing control. It is, essentially, the dog equivalent of taking a deep breath. And what makes it beautiful is this. Your dog associates their highest emotional peak, the moment you walk through the door, with the immediate need to find something to give you. Their joy at seeing you is so complete, so total, that they need a physical object just to carry it. Now, we've covered trust and emotional regulation. But reason number 3 is where it gets truly fascinating. Because it turns out, the specific toy your dog brings you is never random. Pay close attention to this one. The toy your dog brings you is not random. It is a message. And most owners spend years living with their dog without ever learning how to read it. Researchers at the Genius Dog Challenge, a project at Eötvös Loránd University in Hungary, documented dogs that know the names of over 200 individual toys. A border collie named Miso knows approximately 200 toys by name. A dog named Harvey in the UK memorized 203 toys by name and can retrieve any one of them on command. These are exceptional dogs, but what this research reveals applies to every dog, including yours. A 2025 study published by Cell Press found that dogs understand how their toys function, what they're actually for, without any training whatsoever. They know which toys are for fetching, which are for tugging, which are for chewing, which are for carrying, and when they bring you a specific toy, they are telling you specifically what they need. Rope toy. I want to play tug with you. Ball. I want to run. Take me outside. Stuffed animal. I don't want a game. I want you close to me. Your dog has a vocabulary, and they use it every single time they bring you something. Most owners have simply never been taught how to listen. But here's the part nobody expects. Reason number 4 isn't about play or trust or communication. It's about something much more vulnerable than any of that. Not every toy your dog brings you is a good sign. Sometimes, when your dog grabs a toy as you're putting on your shoes, or the moment they hear the keys jingle, or when the vacuum cleaner comes out, that toy is not a gift. That toy is a coping mechanism. Veterinary behaviorists call this stress-induced object carrying, and it is far more common than most owners realize. A dog experiencing anxiety needs something to do with their mouth, something to hold, something that gives them a sense of control in a moment when everything feels uncertain. If your dog brings you a toy specifically when something stressful is about to happen, your departure, a loud noise, a stranger arriving, they are not playing. They are managing. And here's what makes this important to understand. If you respond to that toy by playing with them, you're helping them regulate. If you ignore it, or worse, take it away, you're removing the one tool they had to manage their own anxiety. The next time your dog brings you something as you're about to leave, don't put it down. Let them carry it to the door. Let them hold it while you say goodbye. You cannot always take away the source of their stress, but you can let them keep their coping mechanism. Now, we've covered gifts, emotional regulation, communication, and stress. But reason number 5, the one I mentioned at the very beginning, is the one that stopped researchers. And it's the simplest one of all. Here's what researchers at Eötvös-Loránd University discovered when they studied dogs who bring toys specifically when their owners come home. The dogs who brought toys most consistently, the ones who always had something in their mouth at the door, were the dogs rated by their owners as the happiest, most bonded, and most emotionally secure. Not the most anxious, not the most excitable, the most bonded. Bringing a toy to someone you love, when it isn't driven by stress or arousal, is one of the purest expressions of what dogs call joy. Think about it from their perspective. You have been gone. For hours, your dog has been in a house with nothing but time and the memory of you. And the moment you return, the world is right again. The pack is complete. The most important thing in their life just walked back through that door, and they want to celebrate. But dogs don't have words. They can't say, "I missed you." They can't say, "I'm so glad you're home." They can't say, "You are the best part of my day." So they go and get the thing that means the most to them, and they bring it to you. Not because they want you to throw it, because they want you to know, with the only language available to them, that you matter, that you were missed, that coming home to you is the best moment of their day, every single day, without exception. 5 reasons. 1 toy. A gift that goes back 10,000 years. An emotion so big they need something to hold it. A message written in the only vocabulary they have. A coping mechanism for a world they don't always understand. And a celebration, quiet, simple, and complete. The next time your dog brings you something, before you throw it, before you put it down, before you tell them not now, take it. Hold it for just a moment. Look at them. Because what they just handed you isn't a toy, it's everything they have to give. Subscribe to Good Dog Science, and next week we're going to talk about something your dog does that most owners find strange or even annoying, and why it might actually be one of the most intelligent things a dog can do. See you then.